evening and welcome. You're watching Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from the country and the world in just 30 minutes. Let's begin. The voting process for the third phase of India's Lok Sabha elections concluded across 93 constituencies in 11 states and Union Territory on Tuesday, with polling hours from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. according to Indian Standard Time. Prime Minister Narendra Modi cast his vote at Nishan Higher Secondary School in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, within the Gandhinagar Lok Sabha constituency, where Home Minister Amit Shah is contesting. Following his vote, Prime Minister Narendra Modi showed his inked finger to the public and greeted the supporters at the polling booth, also signing portraits of himself that the fans created. Prime Minister also urged people to participate in record numbers and cast their votes, emphasizing that their active involvement would enhance the dynamism of the elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted India's election process and management as exemplary for democracies worldwide, suggesting that leading universities should conduct case studies on it. India's Home Minister Amit Shah, vying for re-election from Gandhinagar in Gujarat, was among the early voters in the state. Assam's Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma cast his vote in the Barpeta parliamentary constituency today. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, accompanied by his wife, cast their votes in Karnataka's Kalaburgi city, encouraging voters to come out and fulfill their democratic duty. Campaigning intensified for the fourth phase of Lok Sabha election, scheduled for the 13th of May, with political leaders holding rallies and roadshows nationwide. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally in Khargone district of Madhya Pradesh, accusing the opposition of neglecting the development of the people. Later in the day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also conducted public rallies in Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath held a public rally in Sitapur city on Tuesday. Congress party leader Rahul Gandhi conducted public rallies in Singhbhum and Gumla districts of Jharkhand. Indian actor Shekhar Suman and former Congress leader Radhika Kheda joined the Bharatiya Janata Party on Tuesday, meeting party's national president JP Nadda in New Delhi. President Draupadi Murmu visited the river Tara Devi temple on Tuesday and offered prayers at the holy shrine with her family in Shimla during her 5-day visit to Himachal Pradesh. Supreme Court is expected to hear Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's case again on Thursday or next week. The Indian Air Force supported efforts to extinguish forest fires in the Pauri Garhwal sector of Uttarakhand by conducting Bambi bucket operations using Mi-17 V5 helicopter. Over 4,500 litres of water were used to extinguish the forest fires in Uttarakhand, with the relief operation conducted in close coordination with the state government. 2 terrorists were reported killed during an encounter with security forces in the South Kashmir's Kulgam district on Tuesday. Tanzanian officers participated in a 2-week capacity building program on project and risk management in Mussoorie, Uttarakhand. Indian stock market saw a reversal of early gains on Tuesday as the Sensex and Nifty closed lower. BSE Sensex declined 383 points to settle at 73,511. Nifty dropped 140 points to settle at 22,302 points in the closing bell on Tuesday. Indian rupee settled on a flat note at 83.52 against the US dollar on Tuesday. Gold future maturing on the 5th of June stood at 71,165 rupees per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on the 5th of July stood at 82,849 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. Oil futures remained relatively unchanged on Monday, with Brent crude futures trading at $83.33 per barrel and US West Texas Intermediate crude futures at $78.48 per barrel. Asian shares reached 15-month highs on Tuesday, fueled by renewed confidence in the US interest rate cuts, while a weaker yen and a slight dip in the Australian dollar stabilized the dollar. The dollar strengthened to 154.6 yen on Tuesday, raising concerns in the market about potential intervention by Japanese authorities, who reportedly spent nearly $60 billion defending the yen last week. The Hang Seng Index in Hong Kong was poised to end a 10-day winning streak with 0.9% loss, while markets in Taiwan and South Korea recorded gains. Amidst a visa fee dispute, the Sri Lankan President's office confirmed maintaining the current $50 fee for a 30-day visa for foreign visitors to the island nation. The Israeli military assumed control of Gaza's southern Rafah crossing bordering Egypt on Tuesday, deploying a special force to scan the area. IDF forces operated in a specific area of eastern Rafah since Monday night, with most of the civilians and some international organizations evacuated from the military zone. A Qatari delegation is visiting Cairo on Tuesday to resume indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas. Hamas accepted a ceasefire proposal from mediators on Monday, marking a breakthrough after 7 months of conflict that displaced over 1 million Gazans to the southern enclave. Israel's military spokesperson, however, rejected Hamas's latest ceasefire offer, stating that it did not meet Tel Aviv's demands, adding that Israel will continue operations in the Hamas-ruled territory. An Israeli delegation is traveling to Cairo on Tuesday to assess whether Hamas might consider modifying its latest ceasefire proposal. The U.S. State Department announced plans to review Hamas's response to the ceasefire proposal with Middle Eastern allies. Hezbollah launched a drone attack on an Israeli military position near the northern Israel town of Metula on Monday, resulting in the death of 2 Israeli soldiers. Vladimir Putin was sworn in for his 6th term as president of Russia at the Grand Kremlin Palace's St. Andrew's Hall on Tuesday. Russia's government was dissolved on Tuesday following Vladimir Putin's 5th term inauguration, paving the way for the formation of a new government. The United States and most European Union nations boycotted Putin's inauguration, citing concerns over the fairness of the election. In another legal setback, Donald Trump was fined $1,000 and held in contempt of court for violating a gag order in the hush money trial. The gag order prohibited Trump from making statements about jurors, witnesses, and the families of the judge and prosecutors intended to interfere with the case. During his state visit to France, Chinese President Xi Jinping reaffirmed his commitment with French President Emmanuel Macron to seek a political settlement to the Iran nuclear issue. Macron thanked Xi Jinping for supporting his proposal for an Olympic truce during the Paris Olympics this summer, aimed at ending all conflicts, including the one in Ukraine. IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi met with Iran's nuclear chief Mohammad Islami in Isfahan, Iran on Tuesday, aiming to strengthen the agency's oversight of Tehran's atomic activities. Australia accused a Chinese fighter jet of endangering an Australian military helicopter during an unsafe confrontation over the Yellow Sea on Monday. Taiwan reported the detection of 10 Chinese aircraft and 5 vessels operating around Taiwanese waters and airspace on Tuesday. Members of nomadic communities in Chad expressed frustration over the lack of polling stations, preventing them from casting votes in Chad's first election since 2021. Thailand's newly appointed ministers joined the rest of the cabinet for a group photo session in Bangkok on Tuesday, following Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin's recent reshuffle. Wildfires continue to ravage various forest regions of India's Uttarakhand state, engulfing state's Pauri Garhwal district, causing delays in aerial firefighting operations by Indian Air Force. The IAF's Mi-17 helicopters, which were scheduled to begin water-dropping operations at 6:30 a.m. local time, remained grounded until visibility improved. Indian Air Force's firefighting efforts commenced shortly after the visibility improved. Over 4,500 litres of water was used to douse the fire. Rescue forces fight wildfire in northern Japan. Forest fires have burned down 135 hectares of land in a mountain in the northeastern Yamagata prefecture. Over 400 residents living in 2 districts near the site of the fire have been ordered to evacuate due to forest fire threat. An emergency crew consisting of Japan's Self-Defense Force and local firefighters continued efforts to put out the fire on Tuesday. India's meteorological department predicts heatwave conditions in the states of Rajasthan, West Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat for the next 3 days. The maximum temperature in Delhi on Tuesday soared to 42 degrees Celsius. No respite from the heat for at least the next 7 days. Over the next 7 days, India's Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura can expect fairly widespread to moderate rainfall along with isolated thunderstorms and lightning. Rain and hailstorm wreak havoc in parts of India's Manipur. Several houses were damaged in different parts of the state, including Kanchipur and Tira in Imphal West. Flood and rain wreaks havoc in Brazil. 83 people have been reported dead and 111 are missing. Death toll is expected to increase as rescue workers gain access to more regions. The storms have affected more than 2/3 of the nearly 500 cities in the state, leaving about 122,000 people displaced. Weather conditions in Brazil improved on Monday, but showers are expected to return at lower volumes later this week. Floodwaters start receding around Houston area as recovery begins following rescues and evacuations. Floodwaters closed some Texas schools on Monday after days of heavy rains pummeled the Houston area. Reuters bagged 2 Pulitzer Prizes, taking home the Breaking News Photography Award for searing images of the Israel-Gaza conflict. The New York Times and the Washington Post were awarded 3 Pulitzer Prizes for work in 2023 that dealt with conflict in Gaza to gun violence. The Associated Press won in the feature photography category for coverage of global migrations to the US and Hamas's October 7 attack on Israel. German composer and pianist Beethoven's 9th Symphony marks its 200th anniversary today. To celebrate, Berlin State Library displays the original score annotated by Beethoven himself. One of the library books on display is the complete score of the 9th Symphony. There are also several smaller booklets, so-called fascicles. India celebrates 163rd birth anniversary of Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. He was a great poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher and a social reformer. The Chicago Field Museum unveiled the Archaeopteryx fossil, saying it's the earliest bird known to science that proves Darwin's theory of evolution. The fossil will go on public display starting from today on a 1-month temporary exhibit. It will be removed in June for more research. Romanian Turkey's Etrin province celebrated the colourful Kakava festival. The festival marks spring's arrival in northwestern Edirne. The festival starts by lighting the traditional Kakava fire and continues round the clock with music and dances. Thousands of tourists from all over the country and abroad also participated in different events. Festivities took place by the Tunka River. In the program, wishes were tied to the wish tree and the papers on which the wishes were written were left in the river. An Olympic-themed exhibition of Chinese art opened at Les Invalides in Paris. Over 200 artwork pieces from China are on display. The show aims to encourage cultural contact between China and France. It is open to the public from the 7th till the 18th of May. The event, called From Beijing to Paris, Olympic Tour of Chinese and French Artists, is co-hosted by China Media Group, the French National Olympic and Sports Committee, Ligue de Football Professionnel, and several French art organizations. Eurovision Song Contest dress rehearsals gets underway. Contenders from Lithuania, Cyprus and Serbia practice in the contest venue. New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art revealed its 2024 Costume Institute exhibition called Sleeping Beauties, Reawakening Fashion on Monday. Throughout, the space technology is used to activate visitors' 5 senses at the exhibition. Artificial intelligence, computer-generated imagery, X-rays, video animation, light projection and soundscapes are key attractions. The exhibition features 220 garments spanning 4 centuries of fashion history with the theme of nature. Celebrities elude the red carpet of Met Gala 2024 in official dress code of the Garden of Time. This year's exhibition theme is Sleeping Beauties, Reawakening Fashion. The exhibit showcases how technology can breathe new life into garments that are too old and fragile to be worn again. Bollywood actress Alia Bhatt returned to the Met Gala dolled up in sheer sari with floral designs by Indian fashion designer Sabyasachi. American rapper Cardi B, dressed in black, lit up the carpet at the Met Gala. The star briefly took over the entire landing with her black bespoke gown by Chinese designer Vinsawin. The teaser for the upcoming action thriller Bollywood film Savvy is out now. Divya Khosla, Anil Kapoor and Harshvardhan Rane are in the lead role. Action thriller Bollywood film Savvy will be released on the 31st of May this year. Bollywood psychological thriller Kartam Bhuktam trailer is out now. The movie will release on the 17th of May in 5 languages. Luis Enrique's PSG side faces Borussia Dortmund in the second leg of a crucial semi-final fixture at Parc des Princes tonight. Crystal Palace completed a league double over Man United for the first time in history with a thumping 4-0 victory at Selhurst Park. Michael Olise scored a brace of goals. West Ham manager David Moyes will leave his role by mutual consent when his contract expires at the end of the season. In Saudi Pro League, Al Hilal came from behind to beat Al Ahly and extend their lead at the top of the points table. Thousands of Sporting Lisbon fans gathered in the capital Lisbon to celebrate their club being crowned Portuguese League champions for the 20th time. India's Manika Batra to secure the biggest victory of her career, beating world number 2 Wong Man-yu to progress to the round of 16 at Saudi Smash in Jeddah. Mumbai Indians beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 7 wickets to keep their IPL playoff dreams alive. Suryakumar Yadav slammed a sensational century. Rising star Jake Fraser McGurk says he has no issues with him missing out on Australia's T20 Cricket World Cup squad. Tom Daley is all set to become the first British diver to compete at 5 Summer Olympics after being named in the team for the Paris Games. And Belgian rider Tim Merlier sprinted to victory in the third stage of the Giro d'Italia. Pogacar stays ahead of Thomas of Ineos Grenadiers and Daniel Martinez. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.